third down now and 9.
John, if you can hear me, Bankston's been on target with some of these throws.
You're right, Tommy. Bankston's right on the money tonight, but the Riverdale receivers just can't seem to bring the ball in. He's hit them right in the numbers each time he's thrown it.
Riverdale set to go, looking at a 3rd and 9 with the double wideouts, and Bankston drops back. Draw play to Marvin Smith, the tailback, and he's not going to get it. He crosses the 40 to the 39, maybe the 38-yard line. Blue Devils in there, O.J. Easter for one, and helping out with Easter was Jason Mull, a 5'9", 181-pound junior in the middle of that Lebanon line, playing it well, and Riverdale does not get it. It will be 4th down now and about 6, and Riverdale goes into punt formation, but let's see what they do. You can never tell.
Brad Garrett deep to punt for Riverdale, and our return guys are really kind of deep. They're standing inside the 5. You don't want to catch it back there.
And here is the kick. End over end, far side, going to be taken. And coming to the near side, needing a block, and I got a feeling he should have let that one go. Britton makes the grab, decided to catch it at about the 5, and brings it out to about the 9, and they're going to put it at the 8, where the Blue Devils are going to be in a terrific hole.
Terry, what about that?
I mean, the kick by Garrett from the 38 down to the 11 and 6. Britton returns it 2 yards to the 11 and 8, so that's where Lebanon takes over.
And Britton ran about 20 to return it 2. East and west rather than north and south. Lebanon looking at a 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Man in motion is Pickett, and they give it up the middle to Bubba Ligon, who powers it out over the 10, over the 11, maybe to the 12-yard line. Ligon going to get 3, possibly 4 on the carry, pinned up on the spot, and got it with sure power over the left side. They'll put it at the 12, so he picked up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 now for the Blue Devils.
Riverdale likes to run this 5-3 defense. They'll also slide into a 4-4 look, but basically so far early in the game they've stayed in that 5-3.
Lebanon again with a wide out set. No score, 6 minutes to play here in the opening period. Lanning gives off to Britton, and Britton going to get out near the 15-yard line. They'll spot him just shy of the 15. It's going to be a gain of just a little over 2 yards, and it's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 4 situation for the Blue Devils at their own 15-yard line.
Lebanon trying to run the little inside trap to Britton, and we made a good technique block on the noseband for Riverdale, but he didn't go anywhere. He just kind of stood his ground and clotted that play up.
Lebanon looking at a 3rd and 4, have yet to put it in the air. Lanning, the freshman quarterback underneath, rolls to the near side, wants to throw. Now going to turn it and run, and going to be, I think he got the 1st down. If they spot it where they mark it, he will have it. The official just barely on the right side, and it is 1st down for the Blue Devils. Lanning on a quarterback rollout, couldn't find anybody open, so just tucked it and ran and picks up the 1st down.
And he took a shot on the sideline from Donnie Ayers from Riverdale through the shoulder into Lanning, and Chad bounced right back up and got that 1st down yardage.
Well, Lebanon's first down of the football game. The Blue Devils at their own 19-yard line. Chad Lanning at the quarterback controls. Gives to the 2nd man through. Britton trying to slide outside. Powers over the 20 and maybe noses the football over the 20. Was going to gain a yard, possibly 2 on the play. Give him 2. Call it 2nd down and 8.
John, if you run too much laterally, you really play into the strength of this Riverdale defense.
That's right, Tommy. They're so quick, and they move real good out to containment. And our backs are trying to cut it back up against the grain, but they're just too quick up front.
Blue Devils looking at a 2nd down and 8 situation from their own 21-yard line. Lanning underneath. Gives again to Britton. Had a little hole, and then it closes in a hurry, but Britton will power it out to the 25, and they will mark it, I think, at the 25-yard line. And again, the Blue Devils will be looking at a 3rd and 4 situation.
Lebanon has changed some of their coaching assignments for tonight. Steve Williams, offensive coordinator, is upstairs in the press box with us, and he relays the play down to Randall Hutto on the walkie-talkie, and Randall then signals the play in to the quarterback.
Lanning the wide receiver to the far side, and they put Pickett out as a wide receiver to the near side, so the Blue Devils going with a double wide out set. Chad Lannon, pitch back to Britton. Got a little running room. Britton turns it at the 25 and then really gets splattered at the 25, trying to turn it upfield. Riverdale really played that well. Lebanon looked like they were going to have a lot of good yardage on that play, and Riverdale, number 31 for the Warriors, really came up and played that play well and held them to no gain. Dante Bell, and Bell, the nose guard, making the play as the length of the football is just over the 25-yard line, and the Blue Devils are going to have to punt it away once again. And back to do the kicking is Bubba Ligon. Deep is Marvin Smith. Smith stands at his own 38-yard line. Ligon got time. Gets the punt out of there. Smith going to take it at his own 40. Reverses field, head for the far side, breaks one tackle, but does not break another as he rules over the 43 out to the 44 and is dropped at the 45-yard line.
Jamila Kaysen on the tackle for Lebanon. Good job by the quick coverage man for the Blue Devils. Terry Stafford, the kick and return.
Timing the kick by Ligon, good for 35 yards. Smith returns it 6 yards to the Riverdale 46.
And the Warriors will put it in play at their own 46-yard line. 1st and 10, 3:01 remaining in the opening period. No score here at Riverdale. Bankston sets his ball club down. Riverdale goes with a double wide out set. Bankston wants to throw, fires out to the near side. Hit, breaks a tackle at the 50, down to the 45. And that's just sloppy tackling on Lebanon's part, because they should have had him back at the 50-yard line, and he roars all the way down to the 42 and picks up the first down.
John Bryan, they throw the 4-yard route, and the receiver makes the play.
You're right, Tommy. That's something that the Blue Devil coaches have picked up. There's a signal they send in, and they knew that was coming, but still the tackle wasn't there.
You got to make that play.
And it's 1st and 10 now for the Riverdale Warriors as they go into a different set, using only one wide out and a man in motion to the far side of the field. Bankston hands off to his fullback, and the fullback going to ram his nose in there and get it down to the 40-yard line. May have nosed the football inside the Lebanon 40. Not a lot on the play, maybe a couple of yards by big Rashid Watkins.
Ron Marshall said in the pregame that Riverdale, through 3 games, has used 37 different offensive formations. They only run like 7 or 8 plays, but it's the formations that they try to throw you off with.
All right, now they put 2 double wideouts to the far side of the field as they move from your right to left as you listen in. Bankston again, the quarterback underneath, wants to throw, goes back, looks, fires over the middle, got his man, and then dropped. Bubba Ligon put a hit on him. But I actually think he dropped the ball before he got hit by Ligon, but he really got hit by Ligon, and he's slow getting up on the far side, and that is Larry Verge.
Why they slipped a little quick guy in at the tight end position. They ran what in Lebanon's terminology they call the Redskins pass. They faked that little counter tray action inside and try to hit the tight end on a drag route across, and you called it correctly. Verge dropped it before Bubba put the hammer on him.
They go with the same set with the double wideouts to the far side. Bankston sets his ball club. Watkins the fullback. Marvin Smith the tailback. You're looking at a 3rd down and 8 situation. Down the line with the option, and they give it to Smith. He's got room. 35-30. Smith over the 25 and dropped at that point. He's got the first down. That's the first look we've had at the option tonight, going to the right side, and Smith turns it downfield and got good blocking and good yardage. His 1st and 10 at the Lebanon 25.
Terry, what about that run from scrimmage?
Did 8 to pick up the first down. Smith ran it down to the 25, picked up 15 and a first down for Riverdale.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Lebanon 25. No score, but we're coming to the end of the quarter, and Riverdale coming down near the Lebanon goal line now, beginning to knock on the Blue Devil door. Bankston wants to throw, fires out in the flat far side, can't hold it. And Bankston is putting the ball on the money. His receivers are just not hanging on to the football.
You cannot fault Mike Bankston for his passing tonight. Terry, what about those numbers on Bankston?
Tommy, Bankston's thrown the ball 6 times. All of those balls should have been caught, but only 2 of them have been. 2 of 6 for 55 yards.
Philip Hackett comes out of the game for Lebanon at defensive end. Trent Thomas returns for the Blue Devils.
2nd down and 10 for the Warriors at the Lebanon 25-yard line. Now they spread the field. and hand it off to the big guy, and he's going to get a couple of yards. Noses it over the 24 down to the 23, and Lebanon's handling that fullback pretty well. Bubba Ligon got a piece of him, and 2 yards is about all he's going to get down to the 23-yard line. They played the fullback really well.
They fake the toss sweep and give it back to the fullback coming against the grain. Orlando Easter and Bubba Ligon, Lebanon's linebackers, stayed at home, didn't go flying out of there, stayed right in there and made the play.
So Riverdale now sends 3 receivers out, 2 to the short side of the field, 1 to the wide side. Looking at a 3rd down and 8 situation. Bankston straight drop back, wants to throw, fires out in the flat to the far side. Lebanon misses another tackle and then gets him at the 20, and it's going to be shy of the 1st down by about 5 yards. He's dropped at the 20-yard line after making the play. Ted Montgomery on the receiving end of that pass, and it will be 4th down and 5, and they bring the field goal unit on. The Blue Devils have held well here, and Riverdale comes on with a field goal unit. Connor Barrett.
John, you've got the call.
Thank you, Tommy. Barrett's snap is back to the place kicker. The field goal is good. Riverdale goes up 3-0. So Barrett was the holder, and Guy Freeman nailed it from about 30 yards out. So with no time remaining on the first quarter of play, Riverdale 3, Lebanon nothing. This sideline report is brought to you by Rose Tire Company on South Maple Street, where you get 90 days same as cash. They're open Monday, Friday, 7 to 5 and 7 to 12 on Saturdays. Give Jake a try before you buy it. Rose Tire Company. Back to the station for this 30-second commercial break.
Welcome back to the campus of MTSU. The end of the first quarter, the last play of the first quarter, a 37-yard field goal by Connor Barrett has given the Riverdale Warriors a 3-0 lead against Lebanon.
And O.J. Easter came off the field signaling that was no good. He didn't believe it.
Well, I appreciate O.J., but it doesn't matter what he thought. The officials are the one that make that call. They don't ask for much help.
And they called it good, so it's a 3-0 football game here after a quarter. Blue Devils hanging pretty well with the state's #1 ranked team here in quarter 1.
Terry, that's our best defensive quarter all year, isn't it?
By far, Tommy.
Ted Montgomery to kick it away. And here's his kick, long and deep, going to be into the end zone, and Lebanon going to have to down it once again in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 20, where the Blue Devils will put it in play, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Lebanon offensively up front goes with Russell Rye at a tackle position, Brian Kemp at left guard, Michael Roberts in the center, Trent Thomas at right guard, and at right tackle, David Marshall.
So it turned the field around. Blue Devils will be moving south to north, and Chad Lannon sets his team. Handoff through the middle. Bubba Ligon got a little room. Ligon roars out over the 23 to the 24, over the 25 to the 26-yard line. A gain of 6 by Bubba Ligon, with some pretty good-looking blocking up front by the left side of that Lebanon line.
And a little bit of misdirection by that Lebanon offensive backfield, Clyde. It looked like they started Bubba to the right. The quarterback Lanning reversed out and gave it back to him against the grain.
So it'll be 2nd down and 4 now for the Blue Devils. Lanning, the freshman, at the controls. Handoff. Ligon trying to get outside to the far side. He's going to be stopped for no gain this time. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Did a good job to do that. You just don't run wide on this ball club. You can see that. Too much lateral speed out of that defense.
And you really play into their hands, Clyde, if you start inside.